So this meant I could even work for just 2 hours a week. You know what I mean? Just 2 hours a week. And I've always wanted to be me. I don't want to change myself to fit in the online space. And so I'm looking for a community of people who have the same mindset. Hi guys, I'm so excited to share with you and tell you what this YouTube channel is all about and who it is meant for. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Tabitha Chalo. I am from Kenya and I currently live in Botswana, but I also do business in South Africa, and I am working with a company that is headquartered in Singapore. So I'm currently working remotely and doing business remotely. Okay, I will explain that in a bit. For my professional background, I did have an undergraduate in Bachelor of Commerce. Then I specialized in procurement and logistics management, where God was very gracious to me that I was able to get a job in that specific field. But I also added CPA, that is to become a certified public accountant. I will later explain why I had to do that. As God would have it, I was going to relocate from Kenya and join my husband in Botswana. So I came to Botswana after 3 years of working with that company. So when I came here, like I mentioned, I had started my CPA. I knew I was going to do accounting. Like I knew I was going to be an accountant here in Botswana. And so I had to complete it. So I came here and completed my CPA. And in my mind, I was like, what would logistics help me in Botswana, or how would I maneuver as a foreigner doing logistics here? So definitely, I really wanted to be very concrete with my career and the path. So what was the next available path for me to become an accountant? And yeah, I decided to finish the accounting journey and all that. But as God would have it, again, that was not the path that I was completely gonna take. I got a job, not specifically as an accountant, but I was handling a lot of accounts, but as an operations manager. So with the operations, I was able to deal with everything in the company, and I carried a lot of weight for the company, including human resource. I was literally involved with everything and to make all the operations run smoothly in the company. So it became a lot of work to a point where at times I would be even receiving calls at midnight. I would be dealing with staff and employees and all that. It was a whole lot of work, but I am grateful that I had to do that. But I knew that this is not the kind of life I really wanted, especially when the kids come. And so I was praying that God will give me an opportunity to be able to work from home and to be able to bring something also on the table. A time came when I felt like I really needed to quit this job. And remember, I mentioned that I was working with logistics and shipping in the previous company. When I came to Botswana, I wasn't doing any of that, but I still had some knowledge, of course. I still had the knowledge that I had acquired in Kenya, but I was not very sure how to handle it in Botswana. So, as a way of preparing on how I was going to quit the job, I decided to just take a simple course that will help me import something from China and bring to Botswana and start selling. So there's a lady called Ray, just Ray, here on YouTube. I followed her and I got a lot of knowledge from her, and I eventually took her course. And after that, I decided to buy my first consignment from China. So it costed me about $350 to about $450 for my first consignment to Botswana. And the idea was I'm going to bring it and then I will sell everything online. And that is exactly what I did. So in the process of importing, I quit the job. But this consignment took a very long time, such that by the time it was arriving, it actually took 3 months because it was during the COVID time and there was a lot of uncertainties then. So by the time it was arriving, I had already quit and I was also researching on other things. So I started doing my research and trying different things, a whole lot of things. I tried creating websites. I even wanted to learn coding. I wanted to learn a whole lot of things that I could allow me to work from home. I actually learned about freelancing. I learned about Upwork. I learned about a whole lot of things that you can do online and earn money from home. So anyway, eventually the consignment arrived, and now again I concentrated on that, and that is selling it. So I opened TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I started marketing the product. I even started doing advertisements, that is paid advertisements and all that. And by the grace of God, I was able to sell most of my products within a very short period of time. However, there was a catch. There was something that was very difficult for me, and that is fulfillment. When you're selling online, you know for sure one of the major challenges that you encounter is how to fulfill the product. I mean, to do the fulfillment. So for me, I was blessed that my husband was doing all the deliveries for me. However, this was not going to be very sustainable because at times the fulfillment that he's doing for me, if say I'm selling something for 200 pula, 200 pula is like about $20. If I'm selling something for like $20, and then he has to go and fulfill, and he will take like a whole 1 hour, even if the profit is $10, that is just too much time. So eventually it became unsustainable for him and for me because I could not do the delivery myself, and also we needed someone to be very active on the platforms for us to get the sales, because you have to be constantly communicating with customers. So it became unsustainable, but I knew I had gotten a path that would lead me to what I have always wanted to do, and that is working from home. I was not going to go back to the office. So what I did now, remember in the course of my research, I also encountered Amazon FBA. I was so focused on getting to Amazon FBA that I was going to stop at nothing. I registered an account on Amazon. You know how hectic it is to do that in Africa, like to register an account and to have a bank account. It was very hectic. I got a bank account and I was ready to start selling on Amazon. However, one thing I noted with selling on Amazon is you needed to be very unique. Remember, for me in Africa, I not only have one challenge of competition, I also have a disadvantage of my location. And so it was not going to be very easy. If people in the US are struggling to sell on Amazon, people in UK are struggling to sell on Amazon, how was I going to, handle that? But I was ready for it. I was going to stop at nothing. So I learned everything that needed to be learned about Amazon. Eventually, as I was trying to get all the information about Amazon, I learned about Takealot. So Takealot is exactly like Amazon, but it is in South Africa. So I realized I have an advantage if I start selling on Takealot more than I have on Amazon. My Amazon option was the US. So I realized I had an advantage of selling in South Africa more than in the US. And so again, I concentrated again on Takealot. Remember the knowledge I had gathered from Amazon? It was a lot of knowledge, such that when I came to Takealot, I literally knew everything I needed to do. And why I knew a lot is because there was a time I attended the first Takealot summit, and what they were talking about is a whole lot of things that I know. And I was like, actually I had learned a lot. So anyway, I eventually learned about Takealot and I decided to join selling on Takealot. It's a whole lot of it's another long story of how I got into selling on Takealot. If you would like me to share with you how you can do it, and by the way, like I mentioned, I do not live in South Africa, but I am selling in South Africa, so it is doable even for those people who are not in South Africa, as long as you follow the right procedure and all that. So I was able to start selling on Takealot. Here is the advantage and disadvantage that I have of selling on Takealot. Remember, my whole goal has always been that I want something that I can do from home, and somehow it can become passive if possible. So with Takealot, most of the people who are doing so well on Takealot are selling lead time. They are people who are in South Africa. So what they do is that they just place their products on Takealot website, and when a customer places an order, then they will go and deliver to Takealot, then Takealot will deliver to the customer. However, in my case, I cannot afford to do that. Why? Because I'm in Botswana. So the only way I can sell is selling in stock. So I will be doing my packaging and deliver my products to Takealot and then they will sell, which has its own disadvantages and advantages. The main advantage is that the conversion for selling in stock is higher for compared to selling in lead time. So what I did is I decided I'm gonna be selling in stock purely. So I buy from China. I bring my products here in Kenya. I bring my products here in Botswana, and then I will do the packaging and everything, and then I ship them to South Africa to the Takealot warehouse, and then Takealot will be doing the fulfillment when a customer places an order. So for about 6 months, 6 to 7 months, I needed to concentrate purely on this business. I was not doing anything else. Like all my focus was there to make sure that all the systems, all the procedure, everything is working on fine. But eventually, it became very stable, in the sense that once I send my products to Takealot, then that's it. The only thing that I'll be looking is to check whether there is a sale, whether there is a request for an invoice. So this meant I could even work for just 2 hours a week. You know what I mean? Just 2 hours a week. That is how much time I was needed to work for this business, as long as I have already shipped my products. Okay, let me clarify. Not just 2 hours a week. What that means is I will maybe have 3 days of working, proper working, and then after that it is just 2 hours a week. Proper working, I mean packaging the products and shipping them. Once that is done, I do not have to do any other thing apart from checking and confirming that I have made a sale, if there's any request for an invoice, if there is any requirement from Takealot, which is not a lot. So I could afford to just take 10 minutes a day, and that's it, I'm done with Takealot. Alright, so after the business became very stable at that point, then I realized now the next thing I needed to do is to be able to fund this business. Let no one tell you that you don't need a lot of money for you to do business. You actually do need money. You do need money to do business. And especially if you want to grow. Remember, I have a lot of disadvantages because I am not in South Africa, and also in as much as I have a business in South Africa, it is very difficult for me to get a facility there. And so I have to boost my business in other ways, not necessarily depending on a facility in South Africa. And therefore, for me to grow, what I needed to do was to have some cash flows that do not depend on stock. And that is where now I started my other search for another thing. And that is where I became very serious with Upwork. Remember, I had mentioned to you that I had done some research on Upwork. Oh yes, I had. And I had used all my Connect. I had even spent a lot of money on Connect trying to get some jobs, some gigs, and I didn't. Now I became very serious on Upwork because I needed money to be able to finance my business. So what I did is I took a course. I took a very simple course also from another lady in Kenya. Her name is Liz Ben. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but I took her course. I was able to optimize my LinkedIn profile and my Upwork profile. And then after that, the next thing I would do is apply for gigs on Upwork. So I became very serious with that, and God was very gracious that eventually, after a period of about 6 months, I landed my first gig on Upwork. And the good thing with this gig is that it is like a contract for hire. So I'm able to like get it for as long as we agree with the one who was hiring. And so I got the gig on Upwork, where now I'm also able to earn in dollars. And I started sharing with my friends about Takealot. I started sharing about Upwork, and I realized so many of them did not know about it. And actually, so many of them still do not believe that you can earn online and make genuine money. To date, there are people who don't know what I do, and there are people who do not understand how earning online is like. Anyway, another way I started also earning online is by I created a course on Udemy. No matter how little I earn, I'm so grateful to know that you can also earn online by creating a course and selling it. So I realized that so many women are just at home feeling miserable, feeling like they have failed because they cannot go to work, or maybe because they want to to honor their God-given roles and to be at home, but they don't know that there's online opportunities that you can work from home. To be honest, I do not even leave my house. Like, I rarely do. I think most of the times, the only time I leave my house is during the weekend, when I'm going to church or maybe we're going out or something like that. But most of the times I'm at home, and this has given me ability to know that earning online is possible. Okay, now I was just telling you my story. So why I created this YouTube channel is for me to share the knowledge that I have had or I have gathered over time, and to let you guys know that it is possible to earn online genuine money. Okay, when I started looking for communities of people who are making money online in a genuine way. And I got some communities, but unfortunately, most of these communities are communities who believe in earning money no matter how. It doesn't matter how you get the money, as long as you earn it, it is fine. Let me give an example. In one of the communities, they were encouraging people to apply for a certain gig where you work as you chat with someone on the other side. So there's a website, so you chat, you create an account, and then you chat with someone on the other side. And the kind of chat you're supposed to chat with them is to entertain them, to be very vulgar, and you also given some pictures of the person you're personifying. It's not like you're talking as a normal person, you're talking representing a different person. So you are given pictures or nude pictures of this person that you're personifying. So if the other side they ask you for the nude, you send them, and then you're paid to do that. No, that is not what I wanted. For me, the kind of online earning that I wanted is very genuine, very real, and very authentic. And I've always wanted to be me. I don't want to change myself to fit in the online space. And so I'm looking for a community of people who have the same mindset, where you love Jesus or where you want to honor God with what you have been called to do as a lady. And at the same time, you also want to earn online in a very genuine way. And so that is why I started this YouTube channel. One is to tell people, is to tell ladies that it is possible for us to earn online, at the same time take care of our families. And two is to get a community of such ladies who are either doing that or who are in search for that. A tribe that does not fear doing everything they can to earn genuine money online, but a tribe also that hates anything that is illegitimate, anything that goes against your values and morals. So yeah, that is why I started this YouTube channel, and I hope this video finds the right people. So anyway, if you're that kind of a lady who is looking for a community of ladies who want to honor God with what God gave us to do, at the same time we want to bring something on the table, we want to take care of our family, and we want to bring something on the table, then this YouTube channel is for you. I'm excited about what the journey will be, and I hope to share a whole lot more of things that we can do together. Thank you so much, and thank you for being part of this family, and I know we will grow. See you in the next one.